Get ready to feel like you're back in time. In today's video, we go on a journey to Drumheller, an incredible town in the Canadian province of Alberta that not only captivates you with its unique charm, but also takes you back to when dinosaurs roamed the earth. As my family and I left Calgary and ventured towards Drumheller, the scenery changed from fields to sloping hills with unique geological formations known as the Canadian Badlands. Our first stop was Horseshoe Canyon, an area with a rich history etched into its rugged terrain that visitors can enjoy on foot by walking through the paths or above at the lookout points where we were. Dylan, what do you think of this place?
It's lovely.
Thanks to millions of years of erosion, this canyon has a distinct horseshoe shape, and even though it was super windy this day, it made for an incredible spot to visit with panoramic views that stretched on and on. Even the outhouse was interesting. After soaking in the beauty of Horseshoe Canyon, we hopped back in the vehicle and continued our journey. It wasn't long before we made it to Drumheller, a small and quaint town that has almost as many dinosaur statues as it does inhabitants. Make sure to have your camera ready. There will be lots of opportunities to take pictures like the large welcome sign that stands right outside the town. Our next stop was the hotel. We stayed at the Jurassic Inn, which had nice rooms, some of which had their own entrances in the parking lot. My siblings and I shared a room with 2 queen beds while my parents stayed down the hall, and we made sure to take full advantage of the large continental breakfast that was open every morning. My brother loved the fact that there was a pancake maker. Also, when we checked in, the lady working at the front desk made sure to remind us that we could get coffee or tea anytime during the day. Of course, we couldn't resist. One of the most iconic spots in Drumheller is the world's largest dinosaur. Standing 86 feet tall, this T-Rex statue is probably one of the first things you'll spot upon entering the town. Kids will definitely love taking pictures in front of it, but you can also climb it for $5 per person or $15 for a group. Inside the T-Rex, you'll be immersed by neat paintings and stairs, 106 of them to be precise, so a bit of cardio is required. Once you get to the top, you'll be in the mouth, giving you a view of the town and river. Right now we are inside the mouth of the world's largest dinosaur here in Drumheller, and it's still very windy, but you get a cool view of the city, and if you have a coin you can make a wish. If you're looking for dino-related souvenirs, you will find plenty in Drumheller, but there's also a gift shop that the T-Rex statue is connected to. I decided to get this postcard for $1. This next location is arguably one of the most unique places you'll ever visit. This Star Wars Tatooine looking place is called the Hoodoos, which contains rock pillars about 5 to 7 feet tall. Each hoodoo has a large cap on it that helps shield the rock layers below from erosion. Essentially, the cap protects the hoodoos from wearing down at the same rate as the surrounding rock, preserving its unique shape. Overall, this protected area with the hoodoos is small but really neat and completely free to enter, making it a great place to visit even if you only have one day in Drumheller. If you're feeling adventurous, there's also a walking trail and spots to climb, which my siblings embraced. My personal favorite spot was this little cave.
Leland's reminding me a little of Smeagol right now.
No.
The wind here is pretty bad, but we are at a place called the Hoodoos, and it's really neat. It makes you feel like you're in some kind of some kind of movie set, but alas, this is real life, so it's even cooler, I would say. You will also have to check out the Royal Tyrrell Museum, which has tons of fossils, artifacts, and interactive displays that transport you back millions of years. The entrance fee is $50 for a family, and trust me, it's worth every dollar.
I like how they got this guy doing like an action shot. He's like running.
The museum feels like a real-life Jurassic Park with jaw-dropping exhibits that bring dinosaurs back to life, like this T-Rex called Black Beauty. We are at the Royal Tyrrell Museum, and behind me we have a a T-Rex. The body is apparently all original, but the skull is a cast, so it's pretty cool seeing how massive this creature would have been. Another really neat display is this one right here. It is of the best preserved armored dinosaur in the world. Fun fact, it's over 110 million years old and was found in Alberta. This museum is huge, and you can easily spend more than half a day walking around through all of the exhibits. They are all so different from one another and very interactive.
Welcome to a world that existed 500 million years ago below the surface of the Cambrian seas.
My personal favorite is the Cretaceous Garden.
Give it a sniff.
It does smell lemony.
Lemony?
Being in this room is really cool. It just makes you really appreciate the beauty of nature. As we kept walking, we saw more cool displays with a mixture of real and cast bones, like these ones here, which had horns and bony structures called frills. These frills are believed to have been used for communication or courtship. My family and I love coming to this museum, and each time it never fails to amaze me. I always leave having an even deeper appreciation for history and the work of scientists. Drumheller is an interesting place, but it isn't just about dinosaurs. There are other activities and places to check out, like this little church. No, your eyes aren't tricking you. It really is that small. Built in 1968, it holds about 6 people at a time, and it can apparently be booked for ceremonies and services. It is really cute and worth a visit if you want to feel like you're a giant. There are also some nearby hills which my brother couldn't resist climbing. However, for the best views, you have to go to the Midland mine, which is a parking lot that leads to a walking path with signs. Not knowing what to expect, we decided to follow the path and were blown away by the most spectacular views, making it easy to see why so many movies have been filmed in these Badlands. Besides the super intense wind, it was such a peaceful place that truly makes you feel like you are back in the past. I loved looking around at the vast open spaces, but I was also pretty surprised by the plants. I hadn't expected to see cacti growing in Canada, but it turns out that because the Badlands experience relatively low annual precipitation and high temperatures during the summer months, it creates a dry and warm environment that is conducive to the growth of certain species of cacti. It is also important to note that while this path is stunning, it does contain ticks, which I later realized when I found one in my hair. So make sure to check yourself and your pets after walking around. Also, wearing white shoes wasn't the smartest idea on my part because it had rained earlier that day, so some of the steeper trails were muddy and hard to climb. I'd recommend coming on a sunny day. As you can see, disaster struck for my sister. My biggest regret was not pulling out my camera faster, so I could have recorded the funny moment when she slipped and fell. Luckily, there was a washing machine at the hotel. Another family-friendly place to check out is the Coulee Fun Park, which is about 15 minutes from Drumheller. They have a campground, a small mini golf course, a bungee trampoline, and a go-kart course, which my dad and brother tried out. 10 minutes on the go-kart starts at around $27 for adults. Drumheller also has a long history with mining, with one notable site being the Atlas coal mine. It is now a historic site that provides guests with the chance to take a guided tour through the underground tunnels and the tipple, which is that structure here. We did the tour a few years ago, and I remember it was such an immersive and cool experience. There are other historical mining places to check out, like the Star Mine Suspension Bridge, which was built in 1931 and is 380 feet long. Unfortunately, we discovered that it became blocked off in 2021 due to wood rot, but it still boasts cool views of the Badlands. Now let's talk about food. There aren't a ton of restaurants in Drumheller, but that was fine with us since we had just been in Calgary and were reaching the point in the road trip where we were sick of fast food. We did stop at Dairy Queen for supper one day and McDonald's to get coffee, but we also opted to get some groceries and snacks like crackers and dip from Walmart, and we made ramen bowls in the hotel. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a great day and some awesome travels.